on the baseline. That's a rebound, puts it home. Hughes gets right to the rim. Darrell puts up a three. Another busy weekend of Boise State athletics concludes here at Extra Mile Arena. Women's basketball on the Mountain West Network, Colorado and Boise State. Along with Bree Blanding, Chris Lewis here with you. Fun regional matchup between both of these teams in a non-conference battle.
Yeah, both of these teams looking to kind of get a win as they finish out the non-conference games here. Let's see who can come out with it today.
All right, let's look into that series head-to-head. You would think Boise State and Colorado, two teams in the Mountain Time Zone, would have a history against each other. Yeah, not quite. This is the first ever meeting between these two teams. Now, Boise State did go to Boulder last year for the 2021 Rocky Mountain Hoops Classic, did not face Colorado in that event. Now, Boise State coming off of another regional matchup against BYU. They did suffer the loss in that game, but it was the breakout party for freshman guard Maya Hansen, who was unstoppable. 31 points, 4 of 7 from 3, and she made all 11 free throws.
Yeah, very impressive. I mean, she just came out swinging. I mean, she had 11 of the first 12 points for Boise State, and like I said, she built that confidence, and it allowed her to be able to be aggressive and just focus on knocking down her shots, and she did everything that she could do to try to pull out that win. She was pulling up, shooting mid-range jumpers, making threes, and like I say, getting to the line and making all of her free throws. So let's see if she can carry that over into today and keep that confidence rolling.
Those 31 points were the most by a Bronco in a game since Jay Lavelle scored 40 points against UNLV 2 seasons ago. Well, Colorado comes in a very tough team for the Pac-12. They are 6-2, and they have a player down low in Quay Miller who has been tough to stop. Last year's Pac-12 Sixth Player of the Year, and her numbers have taken a leap this season.
Yeah, she's a great leader for this team. She leads them in shot attempts, points, field goal percentage, and rebounds. So she's coming into this game averaging 15.3 points per game. And even though she is a post player and down low, she is a three-point threat, and she's tied for first with the team for shooting 10 for 18 from the three-point line at 55%. So that's also impressive as well. So they have to really watch her all over the court here today.
It'll be a fun matchup to watch all afternoon long. Boise State and Colorado in the non-conference in Boise. The action on the Mountain West Network is coming up. Boise State starters just introduced at Extra Mile Arena. Coach Gordy Presno leading the way. Same starting lineup that he's rolled with most of the season. Maya Hansen coming off of a spectacular game against BYU. Danny Bays was great in that as well. Mary Kay Narrow looking to get going offensively. She continues to provide the great defense. LD Lalott and Abby Muse, the Bronco Bigs. Muse still looking for that career block number 100. She is one away from reaching that. J.R. Payne's Colorado Buffaloes look like this with Jalen Sherrod running the show at point guard, Frida Foreman, Diana Jones, a couple of the wings, and then the bigs. Aaronette Vonleh, a sophomore transfer from Arizona. Her brother, Noah Vonleh, an NBA vet. Quay Miller at the center position, the all Pac-12 performer. Underway in Boise with Tyre Trimble, Shelly Nakasone, Steve Belknap, the three officials. Sunday afternoon basketball. With the Broncos' first possession, Narrow at the point guard spot, and a whistle from Shelby Nakasone on the baseline. And it's a Bronco turnover to begin it.
Yeah, it looks like there was a little confusion there between the two, and got a call for the push-off right there.
So Colorado, 20 wins last season. They were 22-9, fifth in the Pac-12 with a 9-7 record. That was their breakthrough season. They were preseason number 8 in the Pac-12. Finished top 5, made the NCAAW tournament for the first time since 2013. Sherrod wants 3, give her 3, and a foul on Danny Bays' closeout. A 3 knocked down by Sherrod, and she'll head to the line.
You can see here just a little bit of a late closeout, and you got to let the shooter land. And she didn't really give her that space there, so was able to knock down the free throw to complete the 4-point play.
81% free throw shooter does just that. First 4 of the game go to Colorado. Boise State lost 76-67 on Thursday to BYU. Competitive game. 7 lead changes in the first half. Abby Muse on the right block. Beautiful entry pass. And she caps it off.
Nice to see her get going here early. She's definitely a pivotal piece in the Boise State Broncos team here.
Pull up from Jones. Lalott secures the rebound. So what are some of the things Boise State needs to do offensively to have a good showing today?
First of all, just make sure that you're getting good shots. Take care of the ball. Get quality shots. And if you're a post player, make sure you're sealing at the basket, trying to get good position down there and just knocking down your shots, really.
Colorado's defense smothering. Allowed just 55 points per game. They're excellent at forcing turnovers. Last year led the Pac-12 in steals. This year, second in the conference. Lalott knocks it away, and it's picked up by Henson. Bays left open, triggers a 3. Battle for the board, and used Kaliza Sherrod in a whistle. Tie up, and the arrow gives it to Colorado.
That was a good shot there. She was wide open, just wasn't able to knock it down, but everyone knows that she's capable of doing that, so let's see if she can maybe knock the next one down.
That's J.R. Payne, the head coach of Colorado, former assistant at Boise State, so back at her old stomping grounds, if you will. She was an assistant for Coach Presto from 2005 to 2008, including the NCAAA tournament year at Boise in 2007. Shot clock down to 5. Foreman top of the arc. Lobs down low. Votley delivers 2. Colorado, the early 6-2 lead. Opening minutes. 9th game of the year for both teams. Hanson, quick delivery. Votley rebounds. Left open, Foreman. Best 3-point shooter on the team in short. Way Miller, the O-board, tapped around. And it belonged to Boise State. The Broncos come in there 3-5. They've lost 4 of their last 5, 3 in a row. Well, this is their challenging part of the non-conference schedule. Had the Nugget Classic in Reno. Then returning back home for the contest against BYU, and then here against one of the Pac-12's best in Colorado. Hanson, pump fakes, teardrop, back rim. She touched the rebound out of bounds, and it will belong to Colorado.
That's still a good shot there, even though she wasn't able to get it to fall. She did a nice little pump fake, was able to get into the lane there, just couldn't get the teardrop to fall. But like that, she's starting out being aggressive.
Mentioned her aggressive start against BYU, where she scored 11 of the team's first 12 points. Sattler off the bench. Tamaya Sattler, a transfer from Washington, one of a couple on the team who played at Washington. And Colorado already up 8-2. Hook shot up and through, Elodie Lalott. Broncos leading scorer coming in at just under 13 points per game. Hanson intercepts the pass and saves it. Lobs up ahead. That was a contested outlet pass. Colorado waiting for it. And with Sattler getting a piece. Sherrod bangs into the defender, and it's a blocking foul called on Hanson. Hanson scored 31 points. She did foul out, though, against BYU.
Yeah, that was a little tough one. It was in transition. She was looking like she was kind of falling a little bit before she got hit there. Maybe he was trying to take a charge, but Colorado was getting out in transition, trying to get some points off of that turnover.
Natalie Pasco checking in, part of the youth movement. The freshmen were huge for Boise State against BYU. Hanson, Bays, Pasco. All heavily involved. Hansen and Bays were the two that led the team in scoring. Vonleh, who's a good passer from the perimeter, finds Fortman, who rattles it down.
Colorado getting some good looks down there, having some good ball movement, setting some good screens, and getting a lot of people open for some good looks.
Coming in as a team, they nearly shoot 50% from the floor. Narrow can't connect on the three-pointer from the corner. And here comes Colorado. Deep seal from Miller, and one against Muse. Quay Miller, a Renton, Washington product. A transfer from the University of Washington.
She had good position down there, did a good pump fake to kind of get him in the air and was able to finish for the N1.
She was a preseason WNIT tournament MVP. Last year's sixth player of the year in the Pac-12, averaging 15 points, 8 boards. Her second season as a Buffalo after a couple at Washington. Colorado off to a great start.
Applying a little full court pressure here, not letting Boise State bring the ball up. Nice, slow, and easy here.
And part of the reason this team forces about 12 steals per game. Bays left open, wants three. It's off the back of the rim. Offensive rebound for Lalat. She gets fouled. It's the first foul against Colorado. And Elodie Lalat will head to the line up next. J.R. Payne, the head coach at Colorado, was an assistant at Boise State from 2005 to 2008. During that time, Boise State had a lot of success, including the NCAAW tournament in 2007. Since then, J.R. Payne has been around as a head coach. 5 years at Southern Utah, a couple of years as a Bronco at Santa Clara, and now leading the way at Colorado for the 7th season. Elodie Lalat connects on a free throw. So the Buffaloes getting Coach Prime in football, but they've had Coach Payne for a while now.
I like that. Yeah, Colorado's definitely been in the media a lot the last couple of days.
So exciting times for a football program that is hoping to rejoin the great times that they had in the early 90s. It's been a bit of a struggle as of late. Jackson State's Deion Sanders hoping to change that. And they made that announcement on Saturday night. Boise State possession, down 8. Of course, football of the Broncos yesterday, a tough one on the blue against Fresno State in the Mountain West Championship. Abby Muse goes backdoor and lays it in.
Good awareness by Abby Muse to see her teammate kind of struggling, picked up the ball in the corner and was able to make herself available, cutting to the rim for a nice, easy layup there.
Sadler navigates, cut off. Vonleh back to Sadler. A Vallejo, California native. Averages about 5 a game. Sidesteps right, carves inside. Floater is blocked. Lalat got a piece. Clock at just 3. Colorado has to hurry. Win fires, bricks it. Shot clock violation.
That was a good defensive possession by Boise State. As you can see here, Lalat was trying to reach in there and get that steal. The ball was kind of right there in front of her, but was able to get the block and forced them to have to shoot a tough one. Didn't hit the rim, so shot clock violation there.
Definitely seeing some great flashes for Boise State over the last couple of games. BYU, an excellent West Coast Conference team, will be a Big 12 team going forward. Boise State was right in that game. This young Bronco team, a lot of freshmen in the rotation, seemingly getting better by the game. Simpson works baseline. Heckman connects. Allie Heckman hits a 3 for Boise State's first long ball.
You know, Boise State's doing a great job of getting open when their teammates are kind of in a in a tough spot.
Back door, but Weta can't finish. Here come the Broncos. Oh, it's just out of the reach of Heckman. Narrow tried to lead her, but it's a Boise State turnover.
Yeah, just a little too far out there. Couldn't really reach it, but nice to see them trying to get out in transition on a missed layup by Colorado.
It's tough to score against the Buffaloes in the half court. So getting out and running before Colorado's defense gets set. Good help. Sherrod, great at handles. Finds Miller, who can shoot it as a big. We talked about it in the open. Quay Miller, not just a post player.
Yeah, you definitely have to watch her out there on the three-point line as well. Like, she's tied first place on the team with the best percentage in three-point range, so definitely have to watch her.
And a block shot by Jones. Miller are now 11 for 19 from long range.
That would probably put her as best percentage after that one, now that she's 1 for 1.
They have the size to play down low, the physicality, and then that feathery touch from distance. It's a good combination. Narrow, there it is. That one must have felt good for Mary Kay Narrow, who was just 1 for 20 from behind the arc this season before that one.
Yeah, and as you can see, she still has the confidence to keep shooting, which is what you do. You don't want to sit there and let it kind of affect you during the game. Like, continue to do what you do best, and it'll eventually start falling for you.
Yeah, she doesn't lack confidence. She comes from a basketball family. Her granddad, Rick Adelman, Hall of Fame basketball coach in the NBA. Corner, Miller again, and gets it.
So back-to-back threes for Miller here for Colorado. Boise State's going to have to make an adjustment there to make sure they watch her on that three-point line.
Back-to-back Bronco threes, back-to-back Buffalo threes. How about 3 in a row? Narrow. Not quite. You see Boise State's bench at the top of the screen, very active in their communications. Miller's doubled, finds Sherrod, fires a 3, bullseye. 7 for Sherrod.
Yeah, with that 3, that's the third 3 in a row for Colorado, going 3 for 3 in the last 3 possessions. With some open threes, it's not like they were contested, they were just happened to get open.
Narrow sets up. Simpson turns down to 3. She's not much of a shooter. Rolling Muse, bobbles. Narrow with 5 left. Uses the right hand. Can't get it to fall. Oh, board. And the Broncos can hold for 1. Instead, Muse shoots and scores from the elbow. Electing to go quick. Colorado gets the last shot with 4 seconds. Sherrod, sidestep 3. That one's way off. And that does it for the first. Buffalo shot at 62% from the floor, but it was Boise State that found the three-point touch late in the quarter. And after 1, Colorado leads by 7. Boise State head coach Gordy Presnell rocking the long sleeve. Back at it for season number 18, the Mountain West vet, the longest tenured coach in women's basketball in this league. When you've been around that long, you get to go against some former assistants. His coaching tree, pretty significant. J.R. Payne was an assistant of his back from 05 to 08. Throughout the Mountain West, as Sherrod intercepts that pass. Jamie Craighead, coach at San Jose State for a while, was a Gordy Presnell assistant back at Seattle Pacific. So he always half enjoys these kind of matchups, but talking to him throughout the years, it's always also kind of frustrating to go against a former assistant because someone has to win, but someone has to lose.
Yeah, but you want to be the one to win, so. But when you do play for a coach, you kind of know a little bit of their tendencies and the way they might go about things, so that can make it a little challenging as well.
Foreman's 3 is short, tap back up and in. Tiana Jones. J.R. Payne has faced off against Gordy Presnell in the past, back at Southern Utah, I should say. Boise State and Southern Utah Thunderbirds had a couple of years where they went head-to-head. Whitaker down low, can't get it to fall, but another offensive rebound for Colorado. Sherrod, quick first step, bullies her way inside. Narrow holds up defensively. And you could always say that about Narrow. Her offensive struggles don't affect her on the defensive end. She's long, she's strong, especially for her position. And that time denied the ball handler for the Buffaloes.
Yeah, she's definitely a really strong defender. I mean, she has 8 blocks on the season, and you don't really see that a lot from the guard position. Make that 9 with that block right there on the last play, but she's definitely gives it all she has, and she's not easy to beat if you're the one on playing offense against her.
Bayes, the shooter from Australia, back in for Boise State. Pasco, Simpson screen. Clock at just 3. Anson has to hurry. Looks up, floats it. Does hit rim. Offensive rebound, Simpson. The Oklahoma transfer tries to sneak it back up. And Foreman secures the rebound. Boise State just 6 for 19 from the floor. Miller, beautiful spin. Rolls off the rim and a foul on the floor. It's on Colorado. Whitaker hammering Simpson.
Yeah, both teams are definitely getting after these offensive rebounds, trying to create second chance opportunities for their team, and she knew it right away and felt a little bad, tried to help her up a little bit.
So Gordy Presnell, the all-time winningest head coach for Boise State in women's basketball. 320 wins on the Broncos sideline. A whistle from the baseline to make the call on the perimeter. Actually, it was a foul down low on Whitaker. So look at the action on the left side of your screen, the post play.
Against Elodie. Elodie trying to get position there on the block, and they were kind of tussling a little bit. And those can always go either way because it's a lot of sneak hooking and just a lot of contact in general, but those can be tricky.
How many of those physical battles down low did you get into when you were a player?
I hated being down there. I tried my hardest to not get stuck down there.
Hanson, yes ma'am. Maya Hanson, first 3 of the night. It's the afternoon. We're on a Sunday afternoon in the city of trees. Maya Hanson, 31 points last time out. Lalott with a steal. On the perimeter, spinning. And we'll head to the line. I haven't seen Lalott pull out the spin move like that. And actually, it wasn't a spin. It wasn't a foul, it's a travel. So
good hustle there by her. I mean, amazing steal. I can't really tell if I can see an extra step there, but
I've seen worse.
Yeah, you have to applaud the hustle, though, on that one. I mean, in transition.
It's just different when it's coming from a player of Lalott size versus coming from a typical guard. Foreman hits the J. Colorado back up 8. Hanson, back to work, hits the back rim.
Yeah, Boise State continuing to struggle from the field, shooting 7 for 20. I'll make that 7 for 21, actually.
Double team in the post. Krista Hole picks it up. Pasco on the deck. Her floater short, and Foreman secures. Colorado coming off of a game against the Broncos. Western Michigan Broncos dominated that 75-37. Foreman for 3, a whistle first. Foul down low.
Yeah, as you can see, Trista Hull and Miller down there fighting down low. Miller's trying to get position in that painted area, and they're making it very hard for her, but maybe just a little bit too much contact.
Always love the terminology, the painted area. Three-pointer foul as Foreman will head to the line. Of course, the new court design in Boise for this season, the painted area isn't painted.
It's not painted. Yeah, as you can see this three here. Elodie does hit her on the arm there on the wrist. She was trying to hold that release for that three-point shot. We'll send her to the line for 3 free throws.
First one's wayward. That's the first miss from the line all season for Foreman. She came in 10 for 10. Second of 3. Around and out. Wow, so 10 of 10 to 0 for 2. Frida Foreman from Denmark. In fact, she missed Colorado's game this season against Tennessee, playing for Denmark's national team. Hand check foul. Actually just ruled out of bounds, no foul. Jones coming back in for the Buffaloes. Miller heads to the bench. (27-18) Colorado. They've led it since the beginning. A lot, quick work. Lefty hook, too strong. Here comes Sadler. Giving Vonleh a chance to operate from the block. And Aaronette Vonleh gives Colorado an 11-point lead. And then Boise State throws it away off the inbound, and it leads to another Buffalo hoop and a timeout. So that's one of those that you can't afford to have as Trista Hull turned it over, leading to 2 more for the Buffaloes. Largest lead of the game here in Boise. Colorado is a big team, and it's leading to a points in the paint advantage.
And you can see there, both players have very good touch around the basket, but people are cutting, people are pump faking. I mean, they're getting where they want to be in that block area, and they're taking their time and finishing the basket.
Now, in their win against Western Michigan, Colorado had 50 points in the paint. Anna Osley misses on a 3. Muse rebounds. Osley from the elbow. The shooter from Arizona misses 2. But when Colorado is rolling, that points in the paint category skyrockets. Foul away from the ball, and it's on Colorado.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been a moving screen call there on the back screen to Elodie Lalott at that elbow area.
It's on Frida Foreman. Osley did not play in the Bronco loss against BYU. Coach Presnell trying to figure out the back end of the rotation. Muse is fouled. But whether it's Heckman, Clark, or Osley, trying to figure out who can round out the rotation before Mountain West play arrives. Lalott rolls, crashes into the defender, and an offensive foul. It's a great rotation from Jalen Sherrod.
She got there. She looked like she was set. On the roll there by Elodie Lalott. Took it right to the chest and took one for the team there for that charge.
Lalott visibly frustrated with the call. But it is a Boise State turnover. Their 7th. Colorado has 8 giveaways, but they are on from 3, and Foreman, the best volume shooter on the team, she has 7.
Yeah, Colorado now shooting 5 for 9 from the three-point line, which is pretty good percentage, knocking down those open shots.
Hayes can't answer. The Birmingham, Alabama product. Jalen Sherrod leads for the cutting Jones, who finishes high off glass. Buffalo's doubling up the Broncos by 18. They're on a 12-0 run. Lalott can't end it.
Yeah, Boise State starting to struggle here. They're 0 for their last 7 shots and really seem to not be able to get anything to fall right now.
And one for Jalen Sherrod. Preseason All-Pac-12 for a reason.
Great tough move there. That makes them 6 for 6 on their last 6 field goals, but took the contact and was able to finish for the N1.
14 in a row for Colorado. Outscoring Boise State in the second, 16-3. A foul on Osley is our first. Completes the three-point play, then exits. Kendall Wetta, the Castle Rock, Colorado native, comes back in. Boise State hasn't scored in 4.5 minutes. Osley to put an end to it. No. A nightmarish second quarter for the blue and orange. It's gone all the Buffalo's way. Tipped back by Jones. She's fouled. Jones, as a Syracuse guy myself, hard for me to sometimes give credit to Georgetown, but she's a transfer from Georgetown. Good player, 8 points, 6 boards. Spent 2 years as a Hoya. 3rd year now at CU.
In Colorado, just dominating the rebounding category. They have double the amount of rebounds as Boise State at 20 rebounds right now. So Boise State not getting a lot of second chance opportunities on their missed shots, which is something that they typically do well.
So where can Boise State go to try to put an end to this 16-0 run for Colorado?
It's not like they're not getting quality shots. They just aren't making them.
Well, that time that Buffalo press just too much. Miller the steals. He averages a couple of steals per game. Jones coasts. Nobody there to rotate. And Jones has had a strong second quarter. 7 of her 9 points. Osley navigates baseline. Ball looked like it went off a knee. And then a tie up top of the key. Arrow gives it back to the Buffaloes.
We like to see players dive on the ground for those loose balls there, those 50-50 balls. That's what's going to create more possessions for you, but the arrow just happened to point the other direction.
Colorado was shut off the Boise State water. It's Boise State without a point in the last 5.5 minutes. A blocking foul on base as Jada Wynn will head to the line. Boise State over the foul limit.
And she can't believe it. She thought she had good position there, but it's always tricky when you have those calls away from the basket, especially when you're moving and trying to kind of get good position.
When that screen comes up, it's just so hard as a defender. You get too close, it's a foul, you drop off, they're shooting it right over you.
Yeah. Tough way to judge. But it looks like she was trying to go over that screen just now, so trying to kind of stick her leg out there to kind of get over the screen.
Wynn buries both free throws. That was the second foul on Bays. So Lindsay Lavrovich comes in relief. 44-18. The last 20 in this game have been scored by Colorado. Now that pass was late. Heckman with a good idea. It's just about a second and a half too late. Another Colorado steal.
Yeah, that's back-to-back turnovers for Boise State.
3 seconds in the lane called on Vonleh. Yeah, points off turnovers. Clearly a difference in this game. 22-5.
Yeah, Colorado doing a great job at capitalizing on those turnovers, whether it's in transition or setting up the offense to get a good shot.
It's been over 6 minutes since Boise State has scored. Narrow is rejected by Vonleh, and finally a foul is Hull. Has a chance to end the drought at the line.
Yeah, it was a good rotational block there and went right into Hull hands, and she went up with it, got fouled, and hopefully she can knock down some free throws, maybe see the ball go through the net.
Weta called for her second foul. You're right. When the other team has scored 20 in a row, however you can end that drought, you'll take it. That ends a 20-0 Colorado run.
And then you can also put points on the board without the clock going when you can get to the line and shoot free throws. So.
1:05 left in the first half. Second quarter. All the team from Boulder. Exciting time. Colorado Athletics. Jones misses on a 3. Scoop by Foreman, no. Narrow running the show. The junior out of Beaverton, Oregon, flings. Sips in, hop step, gets the bucket and one. It was 9 straight misses from the floor for Boise State before that connection.
Yeah, that was great position there. She held it and got where she wanted, did a little pump fake, got her in the air, and was able to finish the layup with contact.
Foreman's second foul. So Sattler comes back in. 1 free throw for Simpson. Missed a couple of big ones down the stretch against BYU. Just 1 for 7 from the line this season. Only about 2 seconds separate the two clocks, so Colorado can, in effect, hold for one. 22 points in the first quarter, 22 points in the second quarter. They run the horn set. Sherrod with just 3 to shoot against Hull. Fade away. Shot clock violation.
Oh, it was a good defense by Boise State to close out the quarter on a good note with the stop right there at the end.
Narrow doesn't get a shot off to end the half, and Colorado goes into the locker room, leading 44-21. J.R. Payne, former assistant at Boise State, taking it to her former team through one half. Sherrod Strong leading the way for Colorado. You can hear that Blue Thunder band playing in the background at ExtraMile, with Colorado leading at halftime 44-21 over Boise State. Colorado had a great second quarter, which really flipped this game. They had a lead after 1, but the second quarter, how about a 20-0 run? You rarely see a run that pronounced, that prolonged, especially one without any points on the other end of it.
Yeah, during that run, they went 6 for 6 from the field, making threes, cutting to the basket, getting layups, getting offensive rebounds, and 1 second chance opportunities. They were doing it all, and they were also forcing Boise State to turn the ball over a few times, and which led to a 22-6 points off turnovers gap there as well. So Colorado definitely figured it out in that second quarter and didn't let up.
That definitely ballooned the Buffalo lead. For Boise State, a positive out of the half, Abby Muse. We talked about it at the top. She was 1 block away from 100 in her Boise State career. I guess that's a block.
Yeah, we're going to count that as her 100th block. She's the 4th fourth athlete in Boise State women's basketball history to do that, and the second fastest to reach that milestone of 100 blocks. So amazing, amazing work for Abby Muse.
Yeah, maybe not her most emphatic block of her Boise State career to this point, but it'll certainly count. She's had a great start to the season, averaging nearly a double-double, 11.5 points, just under 10 rebounds, 9.9 to be exact. She needs to have a strong second half and then some for Boise State to overcome a 23-point halftime hole. We'll have the second half coming up from ExtraMile Arena. Colorado, a lead over Boise State at the half. As we dive into some of the numbers in the first half. Boise State shot just 27% to Colorado's 53%. And the Buffaloes were 5 of 10 from downtown. Boise State 3 of 13 from distance. Both teams turned it over 10 times, but points off turnover is heavily weighted towards Colorado. A 22-6 points off turnovers advantage for CU. And across the board, everything weighted in the categories for Buffalo. So Boise State with certainly some work to do in the second half.
Yeah, they definitely have some work to do, but I think the good thing here is that there's a lot of areas in which you can improve. You can always make more shots or take care of the ball. And, you know, there's areas in which, you know, these are things that you can control. So it's not necessarily one of those situations where you're doing everything that you can and you're just falling short. There are many ways in which you can do a better job and then kind of change the outcome of the rest of the second half.
Well, that second half is coming up next in Boise. Back on the hardwood, Boise State and Colorado. However, some news in football, really for both of these programs. It is the Sunday after Conference Championship Saturday, which means it's the day of bowl announcements, and it's the 25th consecutive season of bowl eligibility for Boise State, third longest streak in the country. And they have accepted the invitation to the Frisco Bowl in Frisco, Texas. That is December 17th, 7:15 Mountain Time, an ESPN game. The opponent, North Texas, coming off of 7-6 season. They were 6-2 in Conference USA. So the 7th all-time matchup between the Broncos and the Mean Green, the first since 2000. That's the bowl game for Boise State. Now football for Colorado right now, I think it might be either just wrapping up or maybe it's continuing because, hey, Coach Prime does like to talk.
Yeah.
The introduction press conference in Boulder with Coach Prime being announced as the new football coach for the Buffaloes.
Yeah, great for him. He was able to turn around that program at Jackson State. And, yeah, let's see if he can turn it around for Colorado.
The Pac-12, which will have a shift, of course, in the next couple of seasons when USC and UCLA head over to the Big Ten. See how Coach Prime, he did it at Jackson State in an entertaining fashion. Take it to Boulder, Colorado, as Abby Muse to start the second half here in Boise off the mark. And the Buffaloes and Broncos. First meeting between these teams in women's basketball, separated by 814 miles. Two mountain time zone teams. Hard to believe. It is the first meeting. Sherrod is blocked by an arrow, but right to Vonleh. Aaronette Vonleh gives Colorado a 25-point lead.
That was a lucky bounce off of the block to go right into her hands, and Boise State turns it over on this possession here on offense. Not what you want to see coming out of halftime. You want to try to get some points on the board early and get a little bit of a flow going here.
Aaronette Vonleh's older brother, Noah, a story of stick-to-itiveness in the NBA. He began this season on the Boston Celtics after not playing in the league last year, so 8th season in the NBA for Noah. It was a top 10 draft pick. Miller with a hook shot, and Colorado continues to punish the Broncos inside.
Yeah, another one of those things that kind of just went right into her hands, and she was able to catch it in stride and do a good move to make a layup.
Bays can't connect. Miller secures a board. Hanson tiptoes the baseline, but she was out of bounds. So Colorado keeps possession.
Ooh, yeah. She definitely stepped on the out of bounds line.
It's
there.
a size too big on the shoes.
Yeah.
Much quieter game for Hanson. She scored 31 against BYU. Her season high for the freshman before that was just 7. Cross court, one-handed pass from freshman to freshman. This is the junior in Muse. Bays from the corner, knocks it down.
That was a great find there by Abby Muse, who had the ball in that painted area. Kind of needed some help, needed to find someone, and she was able to find her in the corner for the 3.
Bays shooting 34% from 3. Sherrod shooting 81% from the line. That's where she'll go after that narrow foul.
Yeah, that was a great drive. Kind of straight down to the lane there, and was able to draw the contact and put herself to the line for 2 free throws.
Sherrod had perhaps her strongest game of her career in the biggest Colorado game last season in the NCAAA tournament. A career high 27 in the loss. Made her way from Birmingham to Boulder. Foul on the dribble drive as Maya Hanson draws the contact. On Tayana Jones. Now make that Sadler. Muse high post, Lallat low post. Vonleh says no. That's the kind of game that Noah Vonleh has in the NBA. Those long arms down low, really good at poking the ball loose, getting blocks and steals. Aronette doing that at Colorado. Foul on Boise State, keeps it here. It's on Bays, her 3rd.
And you can see it again, trying to go over on those screens. That's the 2nd foul on her in that sort of manner, trying to fight over the screen, and 2 players kind of collide there, and they're always going to call it on the defense on those type of possessions.
So how are you supposed to handle that as a defender?
I don't know a trick to that. I mean, you just got to kind of, it's really no trick. You're trying to fight over, but if the offense is smart enough, they're going to try to cut you off, and then if you run into each other, it's just always going to be a foul on defense.
Puts you in no man's land as a defender.
Yeah.
A tie up, and the arrow once again gives it to Colorado. And if you're wondering, hey, how come every jump ball seemingly goes to Colorado on the possession arrow? Well, it's because at the start of the quarter, it goes via possession arrow of who has possession to start the quarter. And Boise State's had it to start the quarters for each of the prior 2. So that's why in the jump ball, during the run of play in those quarters, it has gone to Colorado. Jones against Narrow. Miller is wide open. Nobody cut her off.
That was one of the easier baskets she'll have all day. Nobody around, just wide open layup.
13 points for Miller. Elodie Lallat on the inside. She has 5.
Same for Elodie there. She's like, I'll show you too. You can get wide open layups.
Vonleh spin. Lallat recovers for the block. So a good offense-defense sequence for Lallat. Bays can't handle the pass. It does save it. Hanson thought about a healthy 3. Big battle between Muse and Sherrod down low. Hanson yo-yos, triggers. Muse off the mark. That tempo established by Sherrod.
She's been pushing the ball fast this quarter. She wasn't doing that as much in the first quarter, well, first half, as she's doing in the second half.
Sets the screen for Jones. Sadler, one-on-one against Bays, step through move. Would have looked pretty if it went down. Instead, Bays wins the battle. Narrow spins, turns, and banks it in. So it's a 2 field goal game for Mary Kay Narrow. Something that she certainly needed coming in.
Yeah, that was a great push right there, great fake, and made the girl jump, fly right by her, and was able to finish the easy layup.
Narrow coming in was 2 for 5 against Multnomah, 2 for 5 against Milwaukee. The other games this season, she was combined 0 for 33 from the floor. Jones' turnaround is short, and here comes Narrow. Bays picks it up. Lalat lobs. Muse through her hand. Yields a stoppage at ExtraMile Arena. Good to have Mary Kay Narrow get it going offensively. Beautiful stop and a turn. Boise State still down. ExtraMile Arena in Boise. Thanks for spending part of your Sunday afternoon with us. Chris Lewis, Reed Landing. On a football NFL Sunday. Exciting football news today for both of these schools. I think exciting football news for you today, Bree. I saw you checking that Packers score.
Yeah, we need to get rolling a little bit. Doing pretty bad this season.
The ownership continues for Aaron Rodgers against the Bears. 4-inch jumpers off and a loose ball foul on the rebound. Called against Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado starting to struggle. They were shooting very well at the beginning, the first half of this game, and in this quarter they're going 3 for 11, so just 27%, which is nothing like their first half percentage.
Brianna McLeod, who's into the game, wearing the number 25 for Colorado. She picks up the foul. Hanson lets it loose from 3. That is 7 straight scored by Boise State within 21. McLeod against Hull, and Hull slaps it away. Ruled it was clean, and off and running are the Broncos. Pasco off the screen and a foul. It's called on Colorado. Jada Wynn.
Yeah, Boise State's doing a great job at getting stops on the defensive end and converting on the offensive end. Colorado hasn't scored in over 3 minutes, and Boise State has made they've made 4 of their last 5 shots. So that's a way to turn around the game.
Pasco to make it a 10-0 run. Not quite. Here's Weta. Wynn launches. Air ball. Get some air ball chants from the faithful at ExtraMile Arena. Sure, it won't stop Jada Wynn. Basketball in her blood. Her mom, Jody, was a longtime head coach at Washington. Dad, an assistant at UC Irvine. Hanson loses it in traffic. Vonleh, great pass, but Foreman misses the layup. Pasco against Wynn, sneaks it up and in. 9-0 run for Boise State. First 2 of the afternoon for Pasco. This is the best Boise State has looked all afternoon. A whistle from up top, looking at some action down low. A little push down low, can't get away with that, a little bumping. Sometimes at close quarters here at the press table, you get a little bit of that. Wynn examines. Not much movement for Colorado. So Wynn attacks herself, draws the help. Vonleh with just 5 to shoot. Here's Weta. Step back. Jay, it's short. Offensive rebound scooped up by Wynn. McLeod against Hull. The freshman McLeod off glass. That one misses. Big box out for Hull, and she draws the foul.
That was a great box out there. Was able to try to hold it, and Colorado's been aggressive trying to get those offensive rebounds, trying to get second chance opportunities, but they've been struggling from the field. Still in a scoring drought. They haven't scored in almost 5 minutes from the field, going 1 for 11. So good defense from Boise State. Let's see if they can convert on offense.
And Trista Hull becoming very familiar with this new hardwood at ExtraMile Arena. Hits the deck again and is fouled.
Yeah, she tried to run through the screen, and she took that contact and rewarded at the free throw line.
Colorado over the foul limit, but Hull misses the first free throw. Very good scorer and rebounder off the Boise State bench, the sophomore from Yakima, Washington. Splits the pair. That is 10 straight by Boise State. Colorado had a 20-0 run in the second quarter. Boise State does half of that in the third. And Colorado's largest lead was 28. Miller is back in. Double teamed. Vonleh from the elbow. That's a great form. I mean, that was textbook. Ends the 10-0 run.
Yeah, that was a good find and a good shot there to kind of end the drought for them. Definitely needed to see one go in the basket.
On the straight and narrow to the basket. Lost it on the way up. Boise State recovers possession. Hanson or make that Simpson from the perimeter. Not much of a shooter, but looked perfect on that one.
Yeah, she was wide open right there. Might as well shoot it. I mean, the lane was kind of crowded. If she would have tried to dribble and, get in for a layup, probably would have ran into a couple people. So decided to just pull up, take it there, and was able to knock it down.
Strong close to the third quarter for Boise State. There's 5 left. Sadler takes it herself. Layup off glass and in. Gets the roll off the rim. So Tamaya Sadler gets the buzzer beater. But a quarter won by Boise State's Maya Hanson from 3. 10-0 run for Boise State in the third quarter.
Yeah, definitely a great quarter for them. They shot 6 for 11 from the field and made 2 threes, went 2 for 4. So was able to pull up a couple of stops in that run as well and then convert on offense. So was able to draw themselves a little closer in that third quarter.
Still down 20. Colorado had that smothering defense in the second where Boise State scored just 6. Heckman in and out, but Lalott chases the rebound. Heckman again. Offensive foul. Quay Miller outside of the charge circle.
It looked like they had 2 people there kind of set up. Oh, no, she was sideways. But, yeah, Miller had great position there, saw her coming, and took that charge.
Pac-12 always strong when it comes to women's hoops. This year promises to be no different. Blocked by Ekman, but called a foul on Weta going to the rim.
Yeah, we'll get a better look at it here. She went up and maybe got her with the body a little bit. I don't think she hit her wrist or anything. Might have been a body type foul.
Sends Weta to the line, in and out. 88% free throw shooter. How about the only player from Colorado on Colorado?
That's happened before at a team we played earlier this season. There's only one player from the state on the roster. It's a lot more common these days.
A lot of transfers. Certainly changed the dynamic of geography of the team. No different with these Buffaloes. Huerta was the Colorado 5A Player of the Year her senior year in high school. Marinette Vonleh from Oregon delivers 2 and a foul.
She just kind of held her position there and jumped at a little double pump. She's 5 for 5 from the field. She has not missed today.
Except from the line. She misses that one.
Yeah, missed the free throw, but.
Mentioned that Vonleh from Oregon, and you can imagine that was around the time where Noah Vonleh was putting up numbers for the Portland Trail Blazers. Of course, originally from the Boston area. Backdoor Jones, and one. The cutting, doctor-like precision for Colorado.
Yeah, that was a great pass, great finish, took the contact. I mean, that was a textbook kind of backdoor cut there.
Sure, J.R. Payne mentioned, hey, we've lost that third quarter. So in the break between the third and the fourth, you got to reset. Show that form that you had in the first half. Well, they've done just that the first couple of minutes of the fourth. Muse finds Lalott. Oh, she misses the gimme on the right block. Sure, you could score 40 points in a game, but if you miss a basket like that, that'll stick with you.
Yeah, especially when you're down like this and you know you need points on the board and those easy ones that just seem to kind of roll out.
She gets another chance at it. Same spot, different results. Two starting bigs, Miller and Vonleh, both working for Colorado. Huerta, reserve wing, misses before the shot, a foul. Perhaps on the way up, at least that was the initial signal. So shooting 2.
It's a little bit of a late call after she missed the basket is when we heard the whistle blow, but she definitely got fouled on that layup.
Interesting, you saw the wave off as if it was no shot, but then he said that it kind of is in the act of shooting to get the 2 free throws.
Yeah.
So
maybe he was like waving away the layup that was made, saying like her layup doesn't count on the putback.
Gotcha. Way after the fact.
Yeah, a little late.
Jalen Sherrod comes in. Wide open from the corner. Why not for Lavrovich? Whitaker also in for Colorado, a senior from New Zealand. Started that game against Tennessee. Spin for Miller. Tough defense for Boise State. Lalott rips it away. Delivers the outlet. Narrow Venmos. Lavrovich, pull up. Pulls the string.
Yeah, Boise State's struggling this quarter to make a basket. They're 1 for 5. 0 for 3 from the three-point line, so just struggling to kind of get the ball in the hoop to start this quarter.
Early shot clock 3 for Wynn. Perhaps not the look that Colorado wants with the lead, although comfortable enough for them to just run their offense. Meanwhile, their defense has been strong all year. They've held back-to-back opponents under 40 points for the first time since 2018 coming in. Boise State with a chance to eclipse the 40-point mark with Lavrovich. Not this time. Foreman for Whitaker. 0 for 6 now from three-point range this season, and that one looked every bit of 0 for 6.
Yeah, she was wide open. Took her time a little bit, but just a little off.
Hey, get them up. Why not? Got a big lead. If you're able to lock down that shot from distance, it just opens up the offense. For Boise State, it's part of a grueling non-conference. A lot of home games in this upcoming stretch, but with strong competition, back-to-back games. BYU and Colorado. That loss to Milwaukee hurt in Reno because you knew what could be coming with this Pac-12 team marching into ExtraMile Arena and looking every bit the preseason number 5 team in the Pac-12. Timeout with Colorado in control, 67-38, as the Buffaloes look for win number 7. This is the non-conference schedule for Boise State. Talked about it. This stretch of home games, BYU, Colorado, St. Mary's, Evergreen State. You're at home. Good news. Bad news, BYU, Colorado, and St. Mary's, all really good opponents.
Yeah, it kind of prepares you for your conference schedule, though. Even though you're playing good teams, you can kind of get that, just try to build chemistry and kind of fight through those tough times to kind of prepare you for your conference schedule, because it's not going to be easy in conference either.
Yeah, you played at Coastal Carolina. What were, I'm sure you had some stretches where you had those challenging non-conference games against maybe even some of the power conference teams in the area. And then you had some of those stretches where you faced teams that weren't at that level. What prepared you the most to have a good conference season?
Oh, the teams that were at that level, because they do everything right. Like, they don't really make many mistakes, and when they do, they capitalize and they fix it and they make those adjustments. So just kind of fighting through that and knowing that it's not going to be an easy game and that you might struggle, you might turn the ball over, you might miss a couple rotations, but that's going to eventually make it faster when you're playing against those conference opponents.
Mm-hmm. Simpson free throw. Now, you can hear the argument the other way, right? Like, if you play a bunch of opponents that perhaps your talent is better than, you could build up that confidence, right? And you hear that a lot, the momentum, the confidence. But you're saying the competition is maybe more important than the momentum.
Yeah, I think they're both great. Like, I think it's good to have a balance. Maybe more hard than good, like those harder teams and those easier wins. But they're all important, because when you do play those teams that you are better than, it kind of gives everybody a chance to kind of get that confidence booster. Everyone gets playing time. Everyone gets some shot ups on the board. So, and you kind of get a feel of what everyone can possibly bring to the table, what they're good at, what they might need some work on and improve on. So I think it's both to have a good mix of both.
Hey, there's no more mysteries when you're tested in the non-conference. You know your strengths, you know your weaknesses.
Yeah.
Couple of freebies for Charlotte Whitaker. One of the unique things about Boise State's roster this year, the only team in Division I with no transfers going out and no transfers coming in from last season to this season.
Returners and true freshmen.
I have a feeling Colorado football is going to get used to the lots of transfers in. With Coach Prime coming to town. Already in that opening press conference announced that Shador Sanders, Deion's son, will be heading to Colorado. The SWAC Player of the Year. Back door goes Hansen. That was smooth.
That was a great pass.
Timeout on the floor. Back door, Maya Hansen. The ball comes to her. J.R. Payne and her return to Boise. It's going her way. Colorado's head coach, former assistant at Boise State from 05 to 08. Part of the NCAAW tournament team back in 2007. She's faced off against Boise State in the past, back when she was the head coach at Southern Utah. I'm feeling she has a little bit more talent here in Colorado than she had at Southern Utah. There's no shade to the Thunderbirds. But these Buffaloes strong. They had a breakthrough year last season. A couple years back, had that big upset against then #1 Stanford. Foreman hit the go-ahead three-pointer. This is a step back for Jones. All over the offensive glass. Two players run into each other, and Boise State pulls it out. Narrow is blocked. Bays lines it up. Too strong. But J.R. Payne is doing a great job with Colorado. And the Pac-12 Conference is unforgiving. You have a weakness, that league will find it. I mean, we're talking about teams like Arizona, Stanford, UCLA, USC, Oregon.
Yeah,
Oregon State's had some really good teams over the past 5 years.
Yeah, they're definitely turning it around. They've reached 20 wins last season for the first time since the 2012-2013 season. They finished 25-8. So
you can't forget about Washington. I mean, over this most recent stretch was about this point 5 years ago. Hard to believe that many. Around that, Kelsey Plum was leading the country in scoring for the Huskies. It goes to show you that the Pac-12 on a night-in, night-out basis, you're getting some games. So you better be ready. And that team was ready last year, above the 500 mark, made the NCAAW tournament for the first time since 2013. They started last year 13-0, did Colorado. Hansen, perfect. Double figures for the second straight game for Hansen.
And she's the first Boise State player in double figures tonight, as they've kind of had a little bit of balanced scoring with 5 points here and there, 7 points, 6 points, but no one was in double figures until that three.
Trista Hull is fouled. Sure, there are moments you can see Hull bullying her way inside. But over these last two games that Coach Presnell could be encouraged about the potential growth down the line of this team. These young players seemingly getting better each game. Maya Hansen, and this last week, the highlight of that. I mean, they had stretches where they looked good against BYU. They had a 10-0 run in the second half of this game against Colorado, in it in the first quarter. I think it's a matter of being able to not have those letdowns.
Yeah, it's about putting it all together and just knowing what you need to focus on. And, you know, in this game here, they've had a good amount of turnovers, 18 turnovers, and they're also getting out-rebounded as well. So when you do lack in certain areas, you do kind of make sure that it's not a disastrous lack where it's like everything is kind of going wrong for you. You need some stuff to go right, too.
The big theme for Boise State this offseason. There's Mary Kay Narrow, 3 field goals in this game, her most in any game this season. Self-evaluation is the big theme of the offseason, just really re-examining everything they do in the program, from on the court to off the court, to plane rides, to bus rides, to meals. And I have a feeling that evaluation process is not just limited to the offseason. That will continue as they evaluate how they're doing against this high level of competition before that Mountain West play arrives at the end of December. Finishing touches being put on in this one. Mackenzie Narrow in, sharing the floor with her sister, Mary Kay. And that's backdoor for Mary Kay. So even in a blowout, some things to be encouraged about, especially in the fourth quarter. Narrow, 9 points in this one, her season high.
And she left her shoe back there. She said, I'll keep going, I'll get it later. It came off, and she was like, I'm going down the court.
Shoeless, Kay Narrow. As this one winds down, Colorado had a 20-0 run in the second quarter, did not look back from there. And J.R. Payne gets the win against her former boss. Colorado 71, Boise State 48. Colorado moves to 7-2. Boise State drops to 3-6. The Broncos have lost 4 straight and 5 of their last 6. Meanwhile, Colorado continuing their strong start to the season from the preseason WNIT as they continue to march forward towards Pac-12 play. In fact, after a meeting against J.R. Payne's former team, Southern Utah, on December 7th, they will have a conference game December 14th at Utah. So it begins for CU on December 14th. Then they go back for a couple of non-conference games before conference play in earnest at the end of December. Meanwhile, for Boise State, one in the loss column, but certainly a lot to grow from it. Elodie Lalat joins us from the broadcast table. Elodie, thank you so much for the time. This stretch is tough, and you knew it coming in. BYU and Colorado in back-to-back home games. So you're facing some bigs who have some skills. So how do you feel like you held up against that challenge that Colorado provides?
I think we did pretty good. Until now, we didn't really play any teams with like big, like strong post players. So I think it was a challenge, but I think we did pretty good.
Defending a player like Miller, who can also shoot it as well as her post play, and then also Vonleh, who just seems like a low down low. What's the difference when you're guarding one versus the other?
One is definitely quicker, the other one's stronger, but I think it was good to learn from that. It was a good challenge.
So your next game you have in 6 days, not until Saturday. So you guys got some time to kind of figure it out and kind of get ready for the next one. So what do you think is a good way to kind of just move forward from this and kind of focus on the next game?
I think just focusing on the little things. I know we've been talking about it a lot, the silly like turnovers and just the fouls. So I think if we focus on that, we're gonna do good in that next game.
Well, Elodie, we appreciate the time. I know a lot to work on going forward, but excited to see how the team attacks the next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Elodie Lalat for Boise State, the starting center. Finished the game with 7 points, 6 boards, as Boise State falls 71-48 against Colorado. Buffaloes big in the second quarter. 20-0 run, the difference. Boise State, their next time on the floor will be at home against St. Mary's on Saturday, 2 o'clock Mountain Time. For our crew with the Mountain West Network, replanning, my name is Chris Lewis. Thanks so much for watching.